Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet, where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. Totally not in a yapper mood. Totally not recording a second episode back to back while I have the quiet time. Totally just a girl just doing life things. Just going about life. I don't know what the freak I'm saying right now. I hope you're doing well. I am not gonna lie, very much recording this episode after recording the last one. This is episode 62 now. And I'm in a bit of a yapper mood. Yapper dapper mood. Because I got the ball rolling and now I can't stop it. The It's just the way the cookie is crumbling right now. Sorry if you can hear all the noise. I'm shifting around a bit. But anyway, I digress. Here's another episode for you. Hopefully, one with less interruption, but we shall see how it goes. Let's actually start off this week's episode with the word of the week because the last episode I was yapping and took me a half an hour just to get to the word of the week, which I don't know, could be good, could be bad, but oof, oof. Actually, this is kind of ironic. Okay, this episode's I don't know if I should really call it word. I'm just whatever. I'm still gonna call it the word of the week. The word of the week for this episode is hidebound. Yes, I pronounced it correctly. Hidebound. It is an adjective originating in 17th century originating from originating from 17th century English, and it only has one definition that reads unwilling or unable to change because of tradition or convention. Damn. Sorry, that just feels a little bit personal to me right now, not because I'm unwilling to change, but because in my podcast episodes, I tend to start with the intro and then go into the word of the day, or word of the week, rather. And that's not what I did in the last episode, like I said just a couple of minutes ago, but that's what I'm doing now. And I did enjoy the last episode that I recorded, even though I didn't go in my usual order, even though I wasn't, um, even though it was like a little bit out of the ordinary. But this episode, I'm trying to go to my usual kind of structure. And this is the word that I chose for the word of the week. It just feels a little bit ironic to me. Anyway, the examples. Example sentences. Examples of hidebound in a sentence. With the exception of a few hidebound urban traditionalists, the whole city council voted to absorb the suburbs into the city limits. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Despite several decades of advances in camping equipment, my hidebound uncle insists his 1970s mountaineering tools are still superior. And you know what? I can't hate on Uncle for that because sometimes things were just matter. What? Sometimes things were just made better before than they are now. No tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. But I have noticed a decline in. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm like blinking a little bit right now. I've noticed a decline in the quality of products, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But there are things that I used to buy before, like no tea, no shade. Shoes, for example. I I don't know. Maybe this is just me. I don't think it's just me, but we'll pretend that it is. If I really like a style of shoe, I like the way that it looks, and I kind of fall in love with it. Feels a little bit of a dramatic way to say it, but whatever. I love the shoe. It becomes a staple in my wardrobe. So it becomes something that I wear very frequently, just about all the time. I will wear those shoes until I can't wear them anymore. Uh, Whatever the case may be, it's different each time, but nevertheless, I digress. Bars. I will wear the shoes until they run to the ground, and then when I can't wear them anymore, I'll buy another pair because I love the shoes. Hello? And that's just me as a person. I I like something, I'll use it till I can't no more, and if I have to, I'll replace it when the time comes. But I've found myself replacing shoes or at least my Vans, way faster than ever before. It's kind of ridiculous. Granted, the scenario hasn't always been like I'm the one buying myself the stuff, and the circumstances have changed. I do feel like I'm a bit more active now than I was before, and I do really tend to wear like the same shoes for the same activities and whatnot. So maybe because of my increased in physical activity, because I take more steps now than I did before, the shoes are wearing down faster. But then I think like people used to have one or two pairs of shoes. Well, people used to have a handful of shoes, and those would be their ride or dies until they literally die. But I'm picking this pair of shoes to wear for a few hours a day, a few days a week, and they're falling apart on me before they even make it to a year in the closet. What's going on? Am I really this careless? Or is the quality that shit now? Maybe it's a little bit of both. Honestly, it probably is a bit of both. It could be like a 50-50 thing, an 80-20 thing, 70-30, 45-60, 65. I don't know. But it's very clear that the quality has diminished over time. And it's really sad to see. At least, in my opinion, I do think it to be a sad sight to see. Excuse me. Because you would think that we as a society would advance over time. And it's true, we have advanced in other aspects. But you're telling me I'm paying more money for the same pair of shoes that I bought 10 years ago, but they're falling apart at the seams faster than they did 10 years ago? What's up with that? Okay, yes, inflation, sure, explains price increase. But price increase and quality down? And like, come on, bro. Maybe price stays the same, quality down. Okay, fine, I get it. I'm not paying any more than I was 10 years ago, but the shoes are falling apart. They're using cheaper materials. I get it. I'm paying more money and the shoes are falling apart faster. What the fuck is going on here? Again, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the way that I walk or something, or the frequency in which I wear my shoes. But, like, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean? No tea, no shade. I'm not here to call anyone out, but I will say it is something that I picked up on, and it makes me very sad. Why are my shoes falling apart on my feet after having them for a year? Actually, the last pair of shoes that this happened, actually, I'll just, whatever. The shoes that I'm thinking about specifically in this scenario are the old school black and white Vans. Love those. They're just, I mean, they're black and white. You can wear them with just about anything. And they're not dressy shoes, so I'm not wearing them like out. But I like to dress casually and comfortably. So I slip them on. I go outside. I'll walk my dog. I'll take a walk. Maybe that's why they're falling. They would fall apart so quickly. But even before, like I would wear them. Like in high school, I would wear my shoes to school, and I'd do whatever after. Maybe it really just is the mileage on them. Maybe they can't handle all the steps I'm taking in them. But this isn't, or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Sorry, because I started thinking about some other sneakers that I got. I bought some Adidas or something. Are they Adidas? Yeah, I bought some Adidas to have as work shoes because I'm constantly walking around and I get my steps in, whatever. I figured it'd be better, but those things are falling apart after like a year as well. Granted, do I wear them like 5, 6 times a week? Yeah. Do I take a lot of steps in them? Yeah. So I can see my fault in it. I can see like, wear and tear. But it's also like it's happening so fast. But before I would walk around a lot. Granted I don't have like the metrics for how much I was walking then in comparison to now. But I feel like they would just last me longer. I feel like I sound so exasperated by all of this, but I don't know. It frustrates me because one, I'm never really gonna have the answer, and it's genuinely probably a combination of both the wear and tear for me wearing them and cheaper product design. That's my guess. That's my hypothesis. My theory. Could I be wrong? Sure, but I don't know about it. Of course, I don't have any of my old Vans to compare because I threw them away. But even the feeling, like when I slide my feet in, it don't hit the same. It don't hit the same. But for me, when it comes to my shoes like falling apart, it's usually the bottom that wears down, like where the ball of my foot is in the shoe. That's the part that'll kind of, I don't want to say erase away, but that's the best analogy I can think of. When you use the eraser, it slowly just disappears. That's kind of what happens to the bottom of my shoe. In fact, the last pair of Vans that I owned, the last pair of black and white old school Vans that I owned, which I haven't replaced yet, there was a hole in the sole of my shoe from me wearing them so much. And I had them for a year, maybe just a tad bit longer. I don't think it was that long. I don't believe it to have been that long. But I imagine. Sorry, I started thinking about something else and I lost my train of thought. No, it had only been a year since I had gotten the shoes and they fell apart and I was low-key very sad. And I just didn't replace them like I normally do. I replace them with some slip-ons instead and I don't wear those as often. So they're lasting me pretty well so far. But I don't know. It bothers me because I'll never truly get the answer as to if it's me, the shoe, or both. And you know what? Maybe it's just I want it to be both so bad. I know I'm part of the problem because I'm wearing the shoe, but does anyone else who wears the same or similar shoe have the same problem? Because at first I thought it was just Vans not being all that great anymore, but then I'm starting to notice that the bottom of my shoe, where the ball of my foot is, I guess that's what I referred to it as earlier, but I'm not 100% sure that's what it's called. Anyway, where the ball of my foot would be when my shoe is on is wearing down. Like you can see where the pressure lies when I have my shoes on. But anyway, how did I start talking about this? Oh, the word of the week, hidebound. And I didn't even read like about or the did you know section yet. Hmm. But anyway, I say all of this to say that, you know what, I kind of agree with Unc on this one because despite several decades of advances in camping equipment, my hidebound uncle insists his 1970s mountaineering tools are still superior. And he just might be onto something because things before were made with quality involved. Like, I'm sure there are still things that are made to be like, a nice quality product that's made to last, that you don't have to replace very frequently or at all, really. But now it's more so about consumerism. Like, yes, buy this thing, but also buy that thing too. Don't forget about this thing on your way out. Or, this would go really great with that other thing that you have in your cart. Fuck off! I don't need it. This is not what I came in here for. I came in here for one thing and I'm leaving with 10. You hoes got me! You got me good! But sometimes the things be steals. Or sometimes they're just stealing from you. Boom. Thought about it? Thought about it? They successfully stole from your bag because you came in here for one thing and now you're leaving with that and nine more. How does it feel to be robbed? Robbed. I don't know if it's daylight or nighttime because you can shop online at any time of the day, but you were robbed. Sorry, not to pummel you into the ground. This is more so me talking to myself, but they gotcha, bitch. Anyway, about hidebound. Hidebound was formed out of two words in English: hide, meaning animal skin, and bound, meaning tied. That makes sense. Okay. Did you know the term hidebound once referred simply to animals? An animal was hidebound when it was emaciated, with skin so tight against its body that it restricted motion. Oh my god. Poor thing. Today, the term refers to anyone or anything held in place by the tension of some tradition or convention and a fixation on doing things as they always been done. Oh my god, that sentence took the fucking wind out of me. I gotta try to read it again. Sorry. Today, the term refers to anyone or anything held in place by the tension of some tradition or convention and a fixation on doing things as these. Fuck. I wanted to read it all in one go, uh, I wanted to read it all in one go without stopping, because there's only one comma in the sentence, but the sentence is long as fuck! Third time's the charm! Today, the term refers to anyone or anything held in place by the tension of some tradition or convention and a fixation on doing things as they've always been done. Why do I keep fumbling at the same part of the sentence? I'm sorry if this is a little bit frustrating to hear. I should just finish this little passage, but I want to get it right. At least one time. At least one time. Today, the term refers to anyone or anything held in place by the tension of some tradition or convention and a fixation on doing things as they've always been done. Finally. For example, hidebound music companies that have not embraced the rise of TikTok and other social media are at risk of losing out in the new landscape of streaming and musical discovery. Mm. So, music companies that just rely on radio or maybe even ad play are losing out on the big bucks as opposed to those who put their music out on TikTok for more people to be exposed to, essentially. That's what I got out of that. And you know what? I think they're right. It's true. Because you're limiting yourself in terms of your audience as to who you can reach out to and and I want to say be present to, but you're limiting your audience, you're limiting who you're presenting yourself to. Excuse me. And in the end, you're hurting yourself more than anything. These are words that I need to hear myself because despite me having my podcast and uploading on here, yes, sure, I definitely don't promote my podcast as much as I could or feel as I should. And it hurts me because I'm limiting those who will engage and encounter my work essentially. So this is just me kind of reiterating what I already know but need to hear myself personally. Hmm. Hmm. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. How do we combat this? We do something different. What might that be? Not 100% sure actually. Different approach. Just something new, something different. Something new, something different. Actually posting videos. Actually posting on TikTok. Actually, these are things for me to brainstorm on my own, I guess. Or things that I feel like I need to brainstorm on my own as opposed to saying it aloud while I'm in the midst of recording a podcast episode. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps. But I'm happy that you're here to join me in my little brainstorm. If you have any suggestions or recommendations and you'd like to share them with me, the comments are always open for you to do so, to comment, to respond, to engage. Are there any ideas that you think would benefit me in the long run? Anything that you think I could improve on? Say it gentle, I'm only human too. But I can beat around the bush. I can hear what you're saying to me cuz I don't know. I can only explore my perspective, my point of view so much, you know? Sometimes you need those eyes on the outside because I can see myself. I can look at my hands, I can look at my feet, I can look at my legs, I can look at my reflection, but I won't ever fully be able to step outside of myself and see myself as a whole human, as the entire human being that I am. Because, well, I'm kind of stuck inside myself. But how cool, freaky, crazy, whatever word you want to use to describe how it would be if you could for a moment kind of just leave your body and look at yourself, like head to toe, do a little spin for me type beat. Because I feel like that sounds a little freaky, crazy, silly, goofy, but sometimes I wish I could, just so I could see myself and what I look like right now. Like, what do I look like in this outfit for real, for real? Like, yes, I can see my reflection in the mirror, but is the back of my head okay? Like, is my hair flat in the back? Did I miss a spot? Did I forget to put lotion on my shoulders or something? Like, you know? Did I forget to did I forget to rub the lotion in all the way? Is there a little streak of lotion on the back of my leg? Be honest. Be honest. Or is my shirt tucked in weirdly in just one part of my pants from the back that I can't see or feel? Be honest. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. No, but really, if I could, honestly, but then what would happen? Like if okay, say that we could actually like escape our bodies for just 5 minutes, what would then happen to our body as we escape? It's like a shell. Would it collapse and would it stay frozen in its position from when we escaped or when we left? Because escaped feels like a little bit too serious of a word to use. But I leave my body for 5 minutes. Is it gonna? If I'm sitting down and I guess my soul, my consciousness leaves my body for 5 minutes, what's gonna happen to my body? Is my body gonna freeze in place? Or is it gonna like lay down? Like, oh, there's nothing. I'm just a big pile of jello. Like, what's gonna happen? Am I ever really gonna know? Maybe not. But I like to hypothesize. I think I'm on the side with the jelly. Like, my body's gonna just collapse. Without me, who am I? Just a shell. Just some skin and bones. But without me, my personality, my consciousness, my thoughts, my experiences, my body is just my body. Right? Do you agree? I said that so hesitantly, like I'm waiting for someone to respond. If someone did respond in real time, that'd be a little freaky because there isn't anyone to respond to me. But now that I'm having this conversation, I wish there was someone in front of me so I could ask, what do you think would happen? Now I feel like this is something that I need to ask people when I see them. What do you think would happen if you were able to kind of. How would I even phrase the question? If you were able to escape your body for 5 minutes, what do you think would happen to your body? I feel like that sounds a little confusing. Maybe not necessarily. I know what I'm talking about because it's me. But if it was somebody else, like, hey, can I ask you a question? What do you think would happen to your body if you stepped out of it for 5 minutes? Excuse the fuck out of me. What what did you just have? I'll have what she's having actually. Like I don't know if I should call it like if my soul were to leave my body, my consciousness to be my body. Soul and consciousness two different things. Soul and consciousness one and the same. What's going on here with that? I feel like I need to elaborate a little bit more. I wonder what the internet has to say. Soul versus body. soul versus consciousness. I think. Well, consciousness feels like more of present moment, like what's happening, and your soul, to me, is the essence, everything that comes with it, not just the thoughts that you're having right now, but everything that's happened to you as a being in your existence. Hmm. I don't know. I I'm gonna say Google, but I'm using EcoSci. I'm not using Google or Google Chrome to look this up. I googled soul versus consciousness, and the first thing that came up was something about something Christianity. A little blurb. I'll just read what it says aloud. It says, from my reading of the Bible, spirit gives man a consciousness of God, and soul gives man a consciousness of the self, and the body gives man consciousness of the world. Spirit is also the immaterial part of us, the image of God. When today's seculars use the word consciousness, and even some Christian apologists like what, and then it cuts off. Okay, this is from like a religious perspective. Wait, soul gives a man consciousness of the self, and the body gives man consciousness of the world. Yeah, so soul and consciousness, like same, well, not necessarily one and the same exactly, because they're using the word consciousness for the body as well. But to be conscious, I guess, just to be aware in the moment, right? So your soul is like your spirit, just you as a person, as opposed to your body is the physical being of yourself. How did I even get to talking about? Oh, because okay, so yeah, if your soul left your body for 5 minutes, what would happen to you? Would you freeze in place, or would you all in place? Like, I said Jello originally before, but I think I guess you could fall like Jello. I don't know. You could fall like some Jenga blocks to the ground. When I said that, I immediately heard the noise of when you jump on dry bones in Super Mario. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think that's what they're called. I don't know. I forget. It's the skeleton turtle in all of the castle. I was gonna say episodes. In all of the castle. Um, what are those things called? I don't want to say quests because they're not necessarily quests, but levels. And all of the castle level. Well, I don't know if it's all of them. In most of the castle levels on Mario, there will be the skeleton turtle. I believe they're called, yeah, dry bones. When I said whatever it was that I said, oh, would you fall to. If your soul left your body for 5 minutes, would your body fall to the ground like a Jenga stack? I heard the sound of dry bones when you jump on them, like the little. Not a very accurate sound. Let me. Ooh, let me look up the sound for you so you can pick up what I'm putting down. What the? Oh, I forgot that I have my. Get this advertisement out of here! And it's an unskippable one too. How dare they? That there it was. There it was. Do-do-do-do-do. There it was. I don't know what that collab was. I guess there's a song that uses the words dry bones. I looked up dry bones rattling on YouTube and they came up with a whole bunch of other stuff. That was not that was not Mario related, but it's okay. I found the sound that I was looking for, and that's all that matters to me, baby. Yeah. Don't ask me where the fuck that came from because I don't know. But anyway, if we're gonna go teams based on the two things that I've said, either stiff or Jenga, I think I think it'd be hilarious if it was Jenga. But I think it'd be most practical if it was stiff. Because, like I said before, there are times where I'm getting dressed and I just wish that I could escape my body and look at myself. Like, do a little 360 for me, please. Actually, I think the other shirt would have looked better. Let's try that one on instead. Like, you know? And then there are other moments where I'm just, I don't know, out walking my dog or something. And I wonder, what do I look like to other people when I'm walking my dog? Because I don't know about y'all, but this shit. Anyway, I this isn't really news unless you're a new listener. In which case, hello, thank you for joining me. Uh, I love music. I live listening to music just about all day. All day, there's an earbud in my ear with something playing. Recently, I've been trying to kind of step away from the music and get a little bit more into audiobooks, get a little bit of information into my head instead of just tunes. There's nothing wrong with listening to music very frequently, but I do feel like well, for me, it's been a little bit more so of me getting bored. Mm, I feel like that's not the right word, but or no, maybe it is. I listen to a lot of the same music over and over again, and so it's been a little bit too monotonous, and I gotta switch it up at least a little bit. So I was trying to listen to some audiobooks, but I do feel like I could use a recommendation. I like the entertainment. I like listening to the books for entertainment, but I do also like listening to the books for some advice, some improvement, some self help, a little something, a little reflection moment, But when it comes to the music, it's for me it's more so like fun and games, like hee hee hee, just girly things. Oh my god. Sometimes I don't even feel like I'm speaking good English, proper sentences, but whatever. It is what it is. It's fine. Um I listen to a lot of the same music all the time, very frequently. And I love music. I love listening to my tunes, but like I said, the monotony of things, just the routine doing the same things over and over, even if it is different music that I'm listening to, it's just I need something new. And so I got into the books a little bit. I was in the audio, not in the audiobooks. I was in the podcast realm for a little bit before, but it wasn't really doing it for me, so I kind of switched it up a bit. Why did I start talking about this? I had a point to get to, and now I can't remember it. Damn! What is going on? Hmm. I definitely had a point, and now I can't remember what the point is. I've just been yipping and yapping and rambling. Yipping and yapping and rambling. What was my point? What was I doing? What was I doing? This is actually a little frustrating for me right now. Cause I definitely had a point, but I don't remember what the point is was because it's not existing in my brain right now. Wow, what the freak? What the freak? This is gonna piss me off a little bit. It's okay. We'll just move on. If it's meant to be, it'll come back to me, and if not, it won't. You know what's funny about me recording two podcast episodes back to back is that I actually have things written down for me to potentially talk about, and the only thing that I spoke on from this list was the word of the week. I have so many other notes written down, but I ended up kind of getting a little too yap happy and went off on other topics. I'm definitely not mad about it though. I love to go with the flow. But I just think it's ironic and I wanted to mention it because why not? It's the little things. Sometimes it's all about the little things. And the little things is really what's pissing me off right now because I can't. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about me going on walks with my dog and how I listen to music all the time while I'm walking my dog. Thank you. I walk my dog and listen to music every single day. And a lot of the times when I'm listening to music, I'm really jamming out. Like I'm having my main character moment walking my dog, singing out loud, dancing out loud. Maybe not so much if there's a lot of people in the area, a lot of cars passing by. But when I'm in my own, I was gonna say Lady Gaga land. When I'm in my own Lady Gaga land, Lady Gaga La La Land. I like when I'm in my own Lady Gaga La La Land. I will do whatever tickles my fancy. Whether it's singing out loud or dancing, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, baby. I'll do it because it's fun. Why not? Like, if I haven't heard this song in forever and it's a fucking banger, yes, I'm gonna sing and dance to it. No one's gonna stop me except for my dog when he stops to take a shit because I have to pick it up. That's another thing. Pick up your dog's shit every time. Please. Sorry, that it it's something I'm a little bit passionate about because that's pretty gross and unsanitary and inconsiderate of those around you. Yes, people have eyes to look and see where they're going. However, children do exist, and children don't always look where they're going. Could it be used as a lesson to teach them, hey, look where you're going? There's dog poop on the ground. Yes, of course. But why are you leaving your dog's poop on the ground to begin with? It's almost like they sell poop bags. It's almost like it's part of your responsibility to clean up after your dog. That's just me. That's something that I've always been pretty, passionate about, I guess you could say. Because it's just inconsiderate. Like, yes, I walk where I walk. I watch where I'm walking anyway. Excuse me. But sometimes I have my hands full. I can't always see the ground directly in front of me. And with that kind of can cause issues. Maybe I'll step in something I shouldn't have. And yeah, sometimes things just slip and fall are unavoidable. You can't really pick them up. The rain will just wash them away. But your dog's poop is not one of those things. You can't pick up your dog's piss. Okay, yeah, sure, fine. I might step on it because I can't see it. It's in the grass. But your dog's shit, pick it up. What was the need for that? If her dog took a shit in your living room, would you just leave the shit there? I didn't think so. You would pick it up, right? Me too. If your dog takes a shit outside, you should pick it up. I I don't know. You can hate me if you want. There have been times where I got mad at myself because I forgot to bring a poop bag with me to walk my dog. And I finished my route and then I went inside, got the bags, and I went back outside to pick it up with my dog because I wasn't going to do that by myself. You get some extra steps in today, baby. He did not want to go back outside, mind you. He was like, but I thought we were done. Well, one time. One time he didn't want to go back outside. The other time he was thrilled because it was beautiful outside and he wanted to go back outside. But anyway, I digress. Pick up your dog's shit, please, for yourself. Because imagine stepping in dog shit, day ruined. Don't let that be your dog shit that ruined someone else's day. Or even your own. Karma will come back to you. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm going to end this podcast episode my way. Bars? Maybe? Bars? Sorry. Bars? Sorry. No. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Kaylin's Corner. I hope you enjoyed. And that's it for now. Until next time. Bye.